All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people, just like you and just like me. All right, sad news again. This is a big one, folks. Monkees founding member Michael Nesmith has passed away, meaning there's only one surviving member of the Monkees right now, and that's Mickey Dolenz. Nesmith was 78 years old. The Monkees had just wrapped up their last performance, I believe, in Los Angeles at the Greek Theater, from what I remember, and only a few weeks ago. And Michael Nesmith is no more. To talk about Michael Nesmith as a musician, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that he was cast in a way on that show to kind of contrast the other people on the show. I would say that Peter Tork and Michael Nesmith had their thing, whereas Davey and Mickey had their thing. And even when it came to music, Peter Tork and Michael Nesmith were both real musicians per se, whereas Jones and Dolenz had to, learn and adapt, which they did. And they became much better at their stagecraft and their musical acumen. But what's great about Nesmith is he was a really fine songwriter. He kickstarted the career of Linda Rondstat. He was quite good on the show. He had the dry sense of humor, which I think fit his personality well and fit the show very well. I think he'll always be remembered, though, as the recalcitrant man who really got ticked off at all the producers on the show. The Monkees wanted more control. I remember reading about how Nesmith punched a wall, and it was pretty bad. He stormed out, and I guess the Monkees did get more control following that, but some would say that was the beginning of their decline, when they took more control of the show, and also more so the music than the television show. But I think in both areas, the Monkees wanted more control. As far as Nesmith's passing, again, I read these headlines and I scratch my head a little bit. Maybe I'm overly sensitive because of what's been going on in the world as of late. But it says that Michael Nesmith has died of heart failure at his home in Carmel Valley, California. He was 78. Now, heart failure, is it a gradual thing? Is it a progressive thing? Because again, he passed away this morning in his home, surrounded by family, peacefully, and of natural causes. I don't know if that can be attributed to natural causes. And I continue to read these articles, and maybe I need to learn more about natural causes versus an actual cause that's outside. Because technically we all die probably from natural causes, unless, we're electrocuted, although some would say if you're hit by lightning, that would be a natural cause, right? So they can put a lot of different definitions under that umbrella. And the more I read these articles about rock stars and football players and different things, different people who are losing their lives to who knows what, right? I think some of us have a suspicion about what's happening out there. But with Nesmith here, it looks legit. 78 years old. That's the life expectancy for men, I believe, in the United States, unless it's changed a lot. And plus, he did have heart issues back in 2018. He was rushed to the doctor while experiencing what he described as agonizing shortness of breath. He was at the Lake Tahoe facility and the high altitude of Denver, Colorado. Back then, Nesmith said that he couldn't get out of bed and he couldn't breathe. He was later diagnosed with congestive heart failure, requiring quadruple bypass heart surgery. That's a tough operation to have when you're 76 years old. He spent 6 days in the ICU, but eventually returned to music. And again, I guess for Monkees fans, who wanted some closure to see both Michael Nesmith and Mickey Dolenz perform one more time just a few weeks ago. I guess that's kind of putting a little bit of a ribbon on the package hit there if you're a Monkees fan. But for some of us, this is just, it's been a bummer of a year for losing musicians, losing people who are familiar, who are famous, who we grew up watching and listening to. And this obviously just adds another name to that growing list. Although we're getting close to the end of 2021, I guess we can be hopeful that maybe 2022 will be a little more tranquil. Michael Nesmith will be remembered for a whole bunch of things. And he was a good musician. He was a good songwriter. He was great on the television show. And he was obviously important in kickstarting the career of Linda Rondstat. So those are just a few things that I remember about Nesmith. A true rebel back in the 1960s, defying the corporate bosses who were programming that television show and selecting the music for the band. We do need more rebels today, ladies and gentlemen, we do. But the targets have changed, unfortunately, although some of it still has to do with corporations gone wild. And, you know, for better or worse, maybe the Monkees should have just stuck to what they were best at, and that was taking orders and doing what they were told. But Michael Nesmith would have none of it, and I respect that. And, you know, I just, I'm flabbergasted at all these people that are leaving planet Earth. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to Michael Nesmith's family, all his fans, all of those musicians. I'm sure Mickey Dolenz, being the last man standing, is probably wondering if he's next. Let's hope that Mickey stays around for a lot longer. Thanks for watching the channel, and we'll see you soon.